seeking a new position. What can an employer ask in the application and interview process, and what happens, what can the employer ask after they've made you an offer? While you're applying for a job, your employer can't ask you, do you have a disability? Directly. They can't ask that by asking you questions that serve as proxies for asking if you have a disability. So they can't ask a lot of health information in an application process. They can't ask for a driver's license if a driver's license isn't an essential element of getting the job done, isn't a job requirement. So if you're a manager, they can't ask you if you have a driver's license. If your job is on one site and doesn't require driving around the city to supervise people at various sites. You can, of course, as an applicant, voluntarily disclose your disability, but like I said, the employer should not ask you that question. If you choose to voluntarily disclose, you might do that because some of your disability is apparent and obvious, and you want to get it on the table to make everybody comfortable because they can't ask and they may wonder. It may be because you need an accommodation in the interview process. You know that you will have difficulty reading material and filling out forms, and it's clear from the call for an interview you would need to do a test of some sort on the site, and you might ask for accommodations for that test. The employer's response should be limited to the accommodations that you've asked for in that process. But once they make an offer, they might say, for this job, say a job at the medical center here at Ohio State, where we need to know you don't have any contagious diseases and that you've had the appropriate vaccinations and shots to protect you as an employee and to protect us as your employer. We can make some medical inquiries or ask for a job-related physical exam as long as it's work-related. The results of those exams cannot be used to discriminate, to limit your opportunities unless they are directly related to your work. So if we discover you need a vaccination, we can delay your start date as a reasonable accommodation. But as long as you're willing to get the vaccination, we couldn't say, because we've discovered this, we're withdrawing our offer. So we can use those evaluations that are necessary to business to discuss how we might accommodate you, but we can't use them simply to say no once you've been hired. We have a number of applicants to our medical center that disclose latex allergies. Turns out we use almost no latex any longer in the medical center, and that's fairly easy to accommodate, but we might take a moment when you get that required, when you respond to that required form to identify your work-related health issues. If you disclose that latex allergy, we take a moment to ask to make sure we understand what you've disclosed and that we're not putting you at risk without making reasonable accommodations.